What's goody YTBC? What's good, fight fans? Boxing heads around the world. B Marsh with another boxing video. So this is a controversial fight I'm about to talk about and break down, and this was about the man Harry Simon, the Terminator, versus the WBO Junior Middleweight champion Ronald Winky Wright. Ronald Winky Wright was a guy from St. Petersburg, Florida. You know what I'm saying? And the man Harry Simon was a guy from Namibia. Namibia is in Africa, and it's in the southern western hemisphere of Africa. You know what I mean? Now, this guy, Harry Simon, basically was a guy, in my opinion, was a contender. I'm sorry, a prospect. He was 17 and 0 coming into this fight. You know what I mean? And the man, basically, how'd they get here? The man, Winky Wright, was a guy. He was defending. This was his fourth defense of his title. You know what I mean? And he got his title when he beat Bronco McCurt. You know what I'm saying? Now, the man Winky Wright, like I said, was from St. Petersburg, Florida, but his career was in the mid '90s, early '90s, and even all the way to the late '90s. Because this particular fight was in '98. Um, he had promoters based out of France. You know what I mean? So a lot of his fights during the '90s were basically fights in Europe. He was basically a road traveler, like a road warrior. You know what I mean? He would fight in Germany, France, Luxembourg. You know what I'm saying? Look, even this particular fight, Monte Carlo. This particular fight right here we watching is it's in South Africa. You know what I'm saying? So him being the champion, he's a road warrior. He's coming in into the man traveling all the way to Africa to defend his title, you know what I'm saying, against a guy who's 17 and 0. And at this particular juncture of his career, Ronald Winky Wright only has one loss in his career, and that loss was the Julio Cesar Vasquez. You know what I mean? Julio Cesar Vasquez was a long-time WBA junior middleweight champion. You know what I mean? He was a guy who, when Pernell Whitaker became a four-time world champion in four different divisions, when he challenged himself at 154, he went up there and beat that Julio Cesar Vasquez. You know what I mean? So that's the only guy who beat Winky Wright at this juncture of his career, and he beat him. Hey, it was controversial too, man. The man Winky Wright's had a lot of controversial fights in his career. All right, so that's basically how they got here. You know what I'm saying? So basically, in round one, the man Simon Brown is winning the round, in my opinion, due to activity. You know what I'm saying? He's the pressure fighter and the aggressor. You know what I mean? He's putting the pressure on the man Winky Wright. You know what I'm saying? He's throwing some body shots. The man Winky Wright is landing some clean shots, but they're far and few in between in the first round. You know what I'm saying? And he's making the man Harry Simon miss some shots. You know what I'm saying? But in that particular round, like I said, I think the man Harry Simon won based on an activity and also landed more punches. You know what I mean? The man what's his name? Winky Wright wasn't that throwing that many punches. Round two, the man Winky Wright definitely tightened his defense up. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, that was Winky Wright's best attribute. His greatest attribute was his impregnable defense. The man had a tight high guard, you know what I'm saying? He kept that high guard tight and not he would move his head, he would slip punches, he'd have great reflexes, you know what I'm saying? He was a guy who wouldn't, his defense wasn't based on his movement, like foot movement, moving out of punches and stuff. He could stand there in the pocket and you ain't gonna hit him. You gonna miss you gonna throw punches and you can't hit him, you know what I'm saying? Cause he had that tight high guard. A lot of punches would land on his gloves and his arms, you know what I'm saying? And that's basically what he did in the second round. He kept that tight defense, high guard, was blocking shots. Harry Simon was active, no question about it, but a lot of those punches missed, you know what I mean? And the man Winky Wright is picking up his work rate in round two. So that round I definitely gave it Winky Wright, you know what I mean? In round three, the man Harry Simon's still putting on the pressure, and now, he's trying to close the distance, you know what I'm saying? And they both now fighting on the inside, you know what I'm saying? The man, they both letting their hands go, and the man Winky Wright is blocking a lot of punches, even from close range, you know what I mean? That shows how good his defense was. You could be right there with your head on his chest, and you're still missing punches because the man had great reflexes, you know what I mean? Round 4, you know what I'm saying, the man Harry Simon is definitely getting tired, you know what I mean? He ain't throwing no more combos in round 4 like he was in the first 3 rounds. Winky Wright is slipping punches, you know what I'm saying, and he gets the man Winky Wright catches the man also with a right uppercut and a left hook, you know what I'm saying, and they look real good. You know, the man Harry Simon is now look like he's getting winded, you know what I'm saying, because he put in a lot of effort in the first 4 rounds. Round 5, Winky Wright's fighting on his back foot, you know what I'm saying, and he's throwing his jab, you know what I'm saying, throwing lead left hands, you know, clean, more accurate shots landing for Winky Wright in round 5. You know what I'm saying? And the man, Harry Simon, is definitely getting tired, you know. He's getting hit more frequently, you know what I'm saying? And he's missing a lot of punches, a lot of air punches in that particular round. Round 6, you know, the man Winky Wright still got his tight defense, you know what I mean? And the man is, what's his name? Harry Simon is throwing wild shots. So, you know, in that particular round, I have to give it to Winky Wright. Round 7, you know what I'm saying? Winky's now throwing combos, you know what I mean? And he landed a straight left hand. You know, he's throwing the lead left hand anytime the man Simon is walking in, you know what I mean? Harry Simon is putting the pressure on him, but it's not effective aggressiveness, you know what I mean? He's not landing any shots, he's missing a lot of shots, and he's walking into shots, you know what I mean? Because the man Winky Wright is now, you know, basically being the counter puncher, you know what I mean? In round 8, you know, Simon definitely looked like Harry Simon picked up a second win, you know what I'm saying? He's more active and he catches the man Winky Wright from close quarters. He catches him with a vicious right hook. Sort of like that hook that man that guy Joe Smith Jr. caught from far with a few weekends ago, you know what I'm saying? A nice right hook, but you know, the man Winky Wright absorbs the punch, you know what I'm saying? He takes it like a man. And you know what I mean? He's still letting his hands go and he's still counterpunching the man Harry Simon, you know what I'm saying? And Harry Simon is landing some more shots, sure, but you know, for the most part, he's still walking into shots because, and that's offsetting his offense. You know what I mean? Basically, you know, the man, you know, he needs to set his feet to throw them hellacious shots. You know what I'm saying? And anytime, you know, he was trying to do that, the man Winky Wright was throwing his jab or lead left hand. You know what I'm saying? And that way, you know, the man Harry Simon was straight walking into shots. You know what I mean? Um, in round 9, Winky Wright gets caught by an uppercut and a straight right hand by Harry Simon. And in this particular round, you can see that the man Winky Wright's eye is getting swollen. You know, what I mean, his left hand, and that's from the few right hands that the man Harry Simon is landing. But you know, in my opinion, you know, I thought Harry Simon definitely was the harder puncher. You know what I'm saying? He definitely was more of a KO artist than Winky Wright was in this fight, you know, and his punches were landing. You know, they looked like they were hitting harder, but the man Winky Wright, he had honest power too, you know what I'm saying? Because his power was definitely offsetting the man Harry Simon's offense. You know what I mean? And round 10, you know, the man Winky Wright is definitely the more accurate and precise counterpuncher, you know what I mean? He gets caught a few times with them right hands, you know what I mean? But he's landing more punches, you know what I'm saying? And he's definitely making the man Harry Simon miss a lot of punches. You check it, round 11, Winky Wright is definitely boxing comfortably. You know what I'm saying? He's counterpunching. You know, he's making him miss and making him pay with the counter punches. You know what I'm saying? Something he started doing probably from the second half of the fight. Earlier in the first rounds, the man Winky Wright wasn't really making him pay when he made Harry Simon miss. You know what I mean? But in the last few rounds, he was. You know what I'm saying? And Harry Simon was straight walking into like counter punches. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, a lot of his punches he was missing. He was throwing wildly. He was getting frustrated. In round 12, the man Harry Simon definitely put the pressure on. You know, he definitely fought with a sense of urgency in the 12th round. And I gave him that 12th round, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, in this particular fight, you know, I scored the fight 115 to 113 for Winky Wright. You know what I mean? I had it 7 rounds to 5. Even the commentators, you know, and you could say the commentators, you know, they have you know, they could be biased for the man Harry Simon, you know what I mean? Because the commentators were from South Africa, you know what I'm saying? But they also had the fight in favor slightly for Winky Wright, you know what I mean? But here's where the controversy lies, you know what I'm saying? Two judges scored the fight 114 to 114, and one judge had it 115 to 113 for Winky Wright, you know what I'm saying? So that's a majority draw, you know what I mean? So that was basically the outcome of the fight. But as soon as the scorecards were read by the ring announcer, the announcers on the commentators of the on the particular broadcast, they already said that the man Harry Simon won the fight because there was an error on Julie Letterman's scorecard. She initially had it 114 apiece, but she said, oh, there was an error, you know what I'm saying? And she gave the last round or something to Harry Simon to make the fight, to put the fight, make the edge for Harry Simon 114, 115 to 113, you know what I mean? So that was a crucial error right there, and that was a fight, you know, even the man, Winky Wright thought that the fight was a draw, you know what I'm saying? When he was in the locker rooms talking to some reporters, you know what I'm saying? You know, he said he could have fought a better fight, but he felt he won the fight, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, he felt that he could have fought a better fight, but he won. But then the announcers, the reporters came to tell him that the scorecards have been changed, that Julie Letterman scored the fight rather than 114 apiece. A tie, she scored it 115 to 113 for Harry Simon. And the man Winky Wright was upset by that decision, and he was like, nah, that can't be. I'm still the champion. And, you know, he could say he was the champion all he wanted, man, but that particular night he lost his world title, and Harry Simon became the first world champion out of Namibia. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Julie Letterman is a judge. She scores. She's a judge in the United States. You know what I mean? And she's the daughter of Harold Letterman, the unofficial judge and scorer for HBO's broadcast. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this was a controversial decision. You know what I'm saying? You know, if the fight was scored a draw like the judges had initially scored it, I wouldn't be mad at the scores. But I definitely had the man Winky Wright winning the fight, and it was a damn shame, man. He lost his fight. He lost his belt. You know what I'm saying? Off a controversial decision. You know what I mean? The judges. You know, I think it was some hometown cooking. You know, the man, Harry Simon even had his president, the president of Namibia, and his cabinet, and his, you know, the members of parliament in his country. You know, they were there to cheer the man Harry Simon on. So it was a big deal. He was for Harry Simon. He was fighting for the pride of his nation. You know what I mean? But, you know, he didn't win the fight. The wrong man got the belt that particular night. I thought Winky Wright should have left South Africa that particular night with his belt. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the man Winky Wright has been in a lot of controversial decisions in his career. You know what I'm saying? He had a few later on down in his career with guys like Fernando Vargas. You know what I'm saying? Even that first loss of his career with Julio Cesar Vasquez was controversial, even though the man did get dropped a few times in that fight. I'm talking about Winky Wright, you know what I mean? And Harry Simon, up to today, you know, the man is an undefeated fighter. I think he finished his career at 29-0. But, you know, his career got derailed because, you know what I'm saying, the man had a vehicular homicide, you know what I mean? I think he killed like three tourists from like somewhere in Europe. I want to say France or Belgium. They were in his country in Namibia, and he was in a vehicular homicide accident. And he was deemed a culprit, and, you know, he had to serve time for killing 3 people on the road, you know what I'm saying? And he was two-time world champion. He also had a belt, a WBO belt at middleweight, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Winky Wright, he himself, you know, he became an undisputed light middleweight champion later on down the line when he unified and beat Shane Mosley. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my video for this controversial fight, controversial decision. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you guys have seen this fight. You know what I'm saying? And if you have, let me know how you guys had it. Who won this fight? I had it for Winky Wright. So leave your thoughts in the comments in the comment section. And if you like the video, hit that thumbs up and please subscribe. And thanks again for listening. Be Marsh Boxing. Peace.